Welcome to Waypoint, a podcast exclusively for actual real-life superheroes. If you don't have superpowers, get out. I'm Julian, the Game Master.
I'm Sanya, I play Charlotte.
I'm Vio, I play Moon.
I'm Mimi, and I play Max. Still.
I forgot, but I'm also playing everyone else.
That is true.
You play the most.
I would also like to say that stuff like being able to perfectly fold your underwear is a superpower.
I count that. Like, I remember when I watched The Incredibles for the first time, and the whole plot was about, like, oh, you didn't want me to be a superhero because I don't have superpowers with Syndrome. That guy is, like, so smart. That's for sure a superpower, right?
Yeah.
Also,
that's super inventing.
The kind of person who keeps their desk clean and orderly is just, that has to be a superpower.
We just need to stop making the cut at, like, supernatural abilities. Like, someone who's weightlifted all their life has superpowers compared to me.
I mean, everyone has a superpower compared to me. There's always something that they're better at it than me. So, everyone has superpowers.
Nice. Oh, actually, one more thing before we get started with this episode. A giveaway is still going on. It's going to keep going until the end of January. Yeah. So, it's on all of our social media channels if you want to check it out. By the end of the episode, we're going to have a little bit more info on it. So keep listening for that. Either way, we're back. We're back with a new episode, the second one of our new arc, or third one, I think, of our new arc now.
The next one. Let's say the next one.
The next one, yeah. And the next one of our new arc. And last episode, we ended up with our heroes, the Renegades, finding headquarters and questioning a woman named Locksmith, who also has a real person name. Gale, I think? Gale.
Yes, it was Gale.
Yeah, I'm the Game Master. I remember that shit. I for sure remember
Gale last name.
It's still evening. It's raining outside. Maybe something the characters aren't privy to involving Locksmith is happening somewhere else in the city right now.
I have no idea what you are talking about.
Nobody would know. But our heroes are in their new headquarters and slowly getting acquainted to it. Moon has shown a little bit of interest in maybe building devices here. Maybe building a small little workbench.
I think I might have found a desk or table of some kind, maybe like the foldable ones, and just chosen a corner to go hunting for anything that looks like a tool or could be improvised to be a tool, and started tinkering, like, as soon as I found out where, like, the facilities are. And
I feel you're probably getting the impression that there's a lot of stuff lying around here. Like, you get the feeling that this is a warehouse that used to be used for, like, bits and bobs of all sorts, and not all of them were cleaned up when it was sold to its current owner.
Yeah.
You also see some stuff lying around that actually looks a little bit more advanced, and that you think, maybe Enoch has been doing his own little experimenting with super stuff around here. You definitely find some interesting stuff, and you find actually pretty good materials if you want to build your own DIY workbench.
Okay, I'm definitely doing that. I think the thing that has stuck in Moon's thoughts from the last time, or from our apprehension of Locksmith, was that they and Max are not as mobile as Charlotte, and that really sucks. But building a sort of vehicle is just not in the cards right now. But I think the stunt that Max pulled with, like, magnetizing herself to the pipes and jumping over something really sparked a little inspiration. So I would like to try to use my moves, and actually I have a move that allows me to alter a human device and making it do something impossible. And what I like to do, I think Moon maybe found an old, like, industrial magnet or something, and adding a little something on there so that it can stick everywhere. Basically making it sort of like a suction cup that sticks to anything, but it only has like 1 or 2 charges, depending on how well I roll. And having a magnet on the other end so that Max can throw it at something and then magnetize herself towards that, or shoot lightning at it or something like that.
I'll just go through the ability real quick so we all know what we're dealing with here. Alien tech, is it, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is basically when you alter a human device with your alien technology, you roll plus freak, and on a hit you create a device that can do something impossible once and then fizzle.
And if I roll well, I can make it work very, very well or have an additional use.
And on a miss, it still works. On a miss, it still works, but it has a completely unintended side effect that the GM will reveal when you use it.
Yeah.
Which, I love this ability. That's great.
Yeah. It's basically give me that, I can do something, tinker, tinker here. Now it does something.
The fun thing is, no matter what you roll, it will work.
Yeah.
The question is just if it has a side effect.
Yeah. So I think I will try to make this stick to everything magnet.
Okay.
Ooh. That is a 5 that I rolled, and my freak is only a 1, so it's a 6.
Nice.
Hey, it's gonna work.
It's gonna work. I mean, let's be honest.
It's gonna work.
Story-wise, that's the best thing.
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
And I can already hear the gears turning in your head how we can make this do weird stuff.
It's like, I got a note down that I have this power over you.
Yeah.
And I have to be the one to use it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Hey, as far as you know, it's gonna work.
I'm just gonna chalk it down to having, like, imperfect tools and not a real workspace and having to do stuff on the fly.
Max trusts Moon on this, so, you know,
I
have no reason to question this, you know?
No, it's only the inferior human stuff that will break, not my incredibly advanced alien stuff that I tacked onto it with duct tape and super glue.
I'll say at this point, while Moon is finishing this device for Max, Max can actually join in. What has Max been doing now that Enoch gave them some space in the new HQ?
I think some of it was maybe preparations for this open house thing they want to do in the morning.
Yeah, right, you mentioned that.
Yeah, exactly. But also just the business side, like trying to get business cards done. Like the whole social media accounts need to be set up and stuff like that, I think is what Max has been up to.
So I'd assume Max has been like either texting or on the phone with her brother.
Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rex is actually a feature from your playbook, so I'd say he can handle that. He can handle a few business cards. He'll put out the word that there's new superheroes in Riverside and that if anyone has any problem, they can come by tomorrow or just talk about, you know, their struggles in general. And he's fairly confident. He's gonna put it in like whatever this universe's equivalent to Facebook is marketing, so everyone gets recommended it in the area or something like that. So the word will be out. People will see it.
Did we just advertise our HQ to every single supervillain who might ever come after us?
Yes.
Okay.
Super. No. You see, he did some targeted ads and turned off supervillains.
So it's like the captures where it's not, I'm not a robot, I'm not a supervillain.
Exactly. It's exactly like that.
Click on all the pictures of cute puppies.
Click on all of the pictures of things you want to kill, and if they click on one of the puppies, they don't get to see it.
I mean, Facebook does know everything about you if you really use it, you know?
Either way, getting back to things, your meetup on the next day has been advertised, and Rex is going to ask you if he should be there, or if you want to do this without him.
Yes, I feel like he should be there. I think that's a good idea, so yes, I will tell him. Yeah, you know, I feel like I need some of the moral support, but if you could just take a seat for the most part unless something goes really wrong, I would appreciate that.
I mean, if something goes really wrong, I think we're gonna need you, you know? I'm not the one with the superpowers. Are we talking about a different really wrong here?
I mean, like, publicity wrong.
Alright, yeah, sure. I'm just gonna sit there and you're gonna call me if shit goes awry, alright?
Yeah, yep. Good idea.
Okay, we'll do it like that. I'll be there,
Perfect.
Okay, yeah. He makes the preparations. And after you're done with that, you go through the base a little bit, survey it, and come across Moon working at the workbench.
Oh, Max! Good, you're here. Hold on, I just have to tighten that thing a little bit. Okay, I have something for you. You know, remember like a few hours ago when I kind of chucked you over an invisible wall towards a bunch of ground that could really hurt you?
I do remember that.
Yeah, I think that... I mean, first off, that was awesome. Secondly, let's not do that again, okay? Because I have made this little beauty, and it looks sort of like a bit like a very fat bug with just a metal basically glued to the end of it. Here!
Amazing! What is it?
Oh, it's like... I haven't got a name for it yet, but it basically, if you throw it, whatever it lands on, it sticks to it. And you see the metal on the back and the magnet. Now you can actually magnetize yourself towards it. Or if you throw it at a wall or something. Or if you throw it at a person, you can shoot lightning strikes a bit more directed. So, yeah, right now, I don't have my big batteries with me, so it only will work once and then we'll have to recharge it here. But basically, you throw it, it sticks, you can do your stuff with that. So the next time there's an invisible wall, you can just chuck that over there and shoot yourself towards it. Or me, for that matter.
Ooh, I cannot wait to use that.
It does look like it will absolutely work. It looks very functional and not like it has side effects.
Yes.
Max does not have the feeling that she needs to like try it out first. Max is just like, yes, this is part of my usual stuff now.
It does also look like it will only work once.
Yeah, like the batteries that Moon has with them are not... You don't tote around like a bunch of high-power batteries with you, but maybe they disassembled like one of their devices to get the power cell for that. So just make sure that whatever you throw it on it's supposed to be there, because this will stick to it, like something that sticks really well.
Like a magnet.
Don't forget, debrief in 5.
I assume in the cool round table thingy?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just clean off this workspace a bit and then just sort of put your arms on the table and push them apart. You just push everything to the edges of the table instead. Mm-hmm. Okay, there. All sorted.
Max was just looking at the new gadget.
I get the feeling that you have like a video gamey 1 charge remaining bar on it.
I think there's there's a tiny like diode on the bottom that just glows green.
I think we mentioned before that Max has like an X-shaped mask or something.
Yes.
Like I'm trying to think right now. Does it have like goggles or something that have like a digital display, or is it like just a domino mask in an X shape basically?
I think it's just a domino mask in an X shape, but we can upgrade that in the future at some point.
Oh, yes, please.
I mean, at this point it seems safer with Max just sort of unloading energy sometimes. Although Max has become better at that since our Camp Max mini-series. Go back now and listen to it.
Yes, please.
Either way, what is Charlotte doing before the debrief?
Well, Charlotte is kind of overlooking what Max and Moon are doing. She doesn't want to get too involved in the marketing side.
Yeah.
Because she kind of scoffs at that and thinks that shouldn't be part of superheroing. But it has to be done, so she's just kind of letting Max do that, and she's just brutally staring out of the window. And
yeah, it's a large warehouse hall that like Moon is doing some work on the edge of, and there's like huge windows set into the sides looking out at the river because the building is directly at the docks. So, and it's raining outside even, so perfect brooding material.
Yes, yes.
The camera can like slowly pan out of the window. We see Charlotte looking out like a lightning strike or something. Very broody. And from that, we cut to the room with the round table. Now that the cloth has been removed, you've already seen before that it has like 3 chairs placed at it, and what you can actually see if you look at it more closely is that at each of the chairs on the table there's like a symbol engraved into the table. Probably superhero symbols, but you've never seen them before.
Not even Max. But
no,
she's a fangirl.
Let me think. Nah, Max probably also hasn't heard of them before. Like, that's like very specific Waypoint knowledge, I'll say.
Okay.
I feel like Max usually knows the most important local heroes and obviously like the international big shots.
Especially in Waypoint, it's just really hard to keep track of all of the heroes. There's so many. But yeah, you all take seats around this table in slightly awkward silence at your first debrief.
All right, everyone. Our first mission, I guess, as the Renegades. I have to say it could have gone better, but I think we worked well as a team. And yeah, just thank you for your great work.
I seem to remember a few points. Well, how exactly are we going to do this? Because I have some constructive feedback.
I also have some constructive feedback.
Yeah, of course. Moon, would you like to start?
Sure. So, first of all, I think we have a problem in communication. Because if I remember correctly, we were all sort of shouting and running around and not really talking to each other, which is saying something, considering that I can literally hear what you're thinking and still did not know what you're doing. So I think what I would like to see in the future is a bit more communication, because I had actually no idea what anyone was doing. Charlotte, you were just running towards them and then just standing there, and then you were off again, and Max and I sort of stood in front of an invisible wall and had no idea what was going on.
I agree, especially as a leader, you should probably lead, you know? Like, tell us what to do or something, I don't know.
Well, I actually, I did shout some instructions to you, and well, I also, I just didn't know what to do. So that's why I ran off and tried to, overcome that wall. So I just actually wanted to help you.
So your idea of information gathering was running off instead of talking to your teammates?
Well, I would have told you if I found something.
I mean, we got over the wall by working together. And if you had been there, maybe it would have turned out a bit more smoothly.
Yeah, I guess I should have thought about that. I'm sorry.
I mean,
it's just, it's a new thing for me. I've never worked with a team before, so just, I just have to get used to that.
We are all improving. I just keep in mind that you're supposed to be the leader, okay?
Yes, of course. I am the leader.
Also, what I wanted to ask you guys about, that's just a me question, honestly. In the shop, there was a lot of shouting, a lot of angry people, and I can't really understand why. I mean, we broke some stuff, but that's just stuff.
Well, the people here don't have a lot of stuff from what I gathered, and it's maybe not always a given that the stuff will be replaced. Like it was in our case now, but I get why they were mad. We should probably dial down on the property damage.
I know we broke some stuff, but Max, that's just stuff. It's not like anyone got hurt. You tore a bunch of pipes down, and Gale didn't even get a scratch. That's something to be proud of. I mean, if we're gonna fight, like, supervillains and stuff, there sometimes is things that are more important than a bit of property. Is this enough of a support to make a support roll of this?
Oh yeah, right. Max has a guilty condition, right? I think I'm gonna have to have this conversation continue a little more to see if Max jumps on that.
Okay.
I mean, Moon, I would agree with you that people are more important than property, but it's still, people depend on that stuff, so they're rightfully angry if we damage something.
Moon shoots a thought just as Charlotte, you're not helping right now. I think what Charlotte is trying to say is all that stuff got replaced. Like, there was this thing about insurance and stuff, so everything that got was collateral damage in our righteous fight for justice, and that I mean, it'll be a few days, I guess, but then it'll all be like it was before. And we got a new friend out of it.
Yeah, it's not just that, though. Like, seeing these people and how little they have, we're going to have to do a lot of work here that's not just, punching something or shooting lightning at it. And I have thought about it, and I'm not sure I'm very good at that specifically.
But you know what, Max? We can all learn to help. That's why we're here. Of course, maybe now we're not best equipped to do that, but we can learn that. We can talk to people. And actually, your suggestion with inviting people here to tell us what their problems are is like a really good step towards that.
I'm gonna say, I let Charlotte roll a comfort and support, because I think that's more comforting in this situation than it's just property. We can get better.
Okay. Oh!
Is that a good tone?
I rolled 2 6s.
Hey!
Nice.
Supported the fuck out of her. Hell yeah. You can also add a team to the pool or clear a condition yourself. Do you have any conditions right now?
No, I don't have a condition.
Okay, so you can add a team to the pool. We have 2 now, I think.
And I've cleared Max's guilty condition.
Yes.
I think actually this is not clearing the guilty condition, but the insecure condition.
All right.
That sounds good.
I think that's more fitting. I mean, I always just sort of thought of it in terms of how well do people receive me, not how well do people feel just comfortable in coming to me for help, because I always thought people would just do that for a hero, That's the way it was where I lived. Everyone just came to me, sometimes with small stuff, and everyone felt comfortable with me, and it's just so different here. And I'm going to need a bit of time to adjust to that, I think.
I think we're all gonna need a little bit of time to adjust to that. It's just, Waypoint is different, and we don't know our way around very well right now, but I think together we can actually do that.
I think you guys feel a little wave of sadness and loneliness, but also hope from Moon at that.
Are you okay, Moon?
You're talking about feeling weird in this new environment. How do you guys think I feel? You guys have been great, and it's super fun and interesting and everything, but it is a very weird feeling not being around my people all the time. You're talking about people knowing who you were, and on my planet you project your thoughts and you also receive them. But here, no one projects. So every time I'm around people, I have to constantly make the effort to listen. It's like being in a room where everyone is whispering all the time. And you just have to pay so much attention, and maybe they have like a very strange accent or speak an entire language entirely. That's how it feels to me being on here. So believe me, it can be much worse. Much worse.
I'm sorry, Moon. Is there anything we can do to help with that? Like, can we change our thoughts or something like that?
I mean, you can try. The thing you're doing when you're actually talking to me, I think that's sort of like projecting. It's much weaker than projecting all your thoughts and emotions and stuff, but that helps. Just being more open in general. Like, a lot of the stuff that I'm reading from you are only like emotional spikes. So I think most of it is just me getting more used to humans. But it would help me if you could maybe help me out with trying to interpret the things I'm sensing. Like Enoch, for example. I can't get anything at all from him, and that's super disconcerting. I can only hear your interpretation from what you're seeing, and I have body language stuff. I have no idea what he's doing or feeling or telling you guys. So if I could get some help when talking to Enoch, that would be a lot, actually.
To be fair, I don't think Enoch knows what he's doing with his body language. He's very awkward.
That's true. And, I mean, humans are kind of trained to be calm and to hide their emotions. So I understand that this is very, very difficult for you because it's kind of the opposite of what you're used to. But if I notice something in the body language or something, I can definitely think about it harder so you can read it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it would also help you don't have to think about it hard, but just letting me know that's something you're sending towards me. Sort of like if you call someone's name before you talk to them, just think of me so that I can notice that you're trying to send me something. That might help a lot.
Okay. I will definitely make an effort to do that. Please feel free to remind me if I forget, but I will definitely try my hardest to do that.
You know what I would think would help? Bringing your spaceship here.
Yes. Yes.
I'm actually pretty interested to see that, because, yeah, I have no idea how your spaceship looks like. I can't imagine.
You don't have to imagine. I can just send you a picture. Edmund sends you a picture of a very awkward-looking, sort of ovalish, roundish ship. More like a capsule or something. The living space is about the size of a big van. And on the outside, it just looks mostly functional, with two, grabby arms that are pulled in and a little cockpit window. But mostly it just looks like if you cobble together a spaceship out of stuff that was not originally supposed to be on a spaceship, and it just had this roundish capsule and just slapped everything on there. That's what it looks like. Yeah. Ship would help a lot, actually. I mean, I don't know if I've told you, but Ship's AI is pretty good at, hacking and stuff and research and getting into the interwebs. So it might actually help a lot to have it here.
Well, that sounds great.
You hear a knocking on the door, and then it opens, and Enoch steps in and says, "Sorry, I didn't want to listen. I just heard that you want to pick up your spaceship. Just wanted to ask, where is it? Is it, in space, or...?"
No, it's along the shoreline in a little alcove there, around an hour's march.
It doesn't have to be a march. I'm sure we can get, a taxi to drive us there. Either way, I've been looking through these papers for registering, specialty crafts. If we want to do that, we'll have to have an official look at it. I can maybe get someone to do that next couple of days.
That would be great.
Yeah, just you keep going. Teamwork and all that.
Yeah,
Woohoo, team.
So, Enoch, the roof access, does it actually work? Because a lot of the stuff here looks sort of a bit run down. It's not going to fall on us when we try to open it, is it? I
mean, the realtor I bought this building from says it worked. Haven't really had a chance to try it yet, but, this used to be, I think a supervillain base in the 80s.
Maybe we'll...
Long story. A lot of warehouses here were supervillain bases.
So maybe we try... maybe not when it's raining. Because I do not want to get my workspace wet.
Yeah.
Lithium and water do not work well together.
We can try it out tomorrow. It's kind of late anyways. And, I mean, we won't get your spaceship here for at least, 2 or 3 more days, so...
Ugh, fine.
Unless you want to have it fly in here unregistered. I just don't think that would be a great idea.
Yeah, no. My defenses are, almost non-existent, so...
Yeah, there's definitely missile defense systems all around Waypoint.
Just so you guys know, my spaceship is actually a move that the outsider can take. And when you're designing your spaceship, you have to give it some positive and some negative aspects. So one of the positive aspects is that my ship is telepathic and that it has a research AI. That part we actually homebrewed into there because it's not officially on there. If the player and the GM are on the same boat, then I think that stuff works out well.
Yeah, the spaceship is just less for movement and more for, support.
Yeah, I think the head cannon, the backstory that I have for it, that it was originally a scouting drone, an unmanned one, that was supposed to explore new planets and stuff, and Moon sort of got it cheap and modified it so that they can actually use it to get around a bit more. But
that's not a headcanon, that's just canon.
Yeah.
That's just canon.
That's just regular.
All
No! I
Dio,
make
all
the
headcanons are canon that we make up.
Yeah, cool. I'm not used to having this amount of power over my media.
Knight Rider wears lingerie. You can't stop me. I wrote him.
I will use this fact against him at some point.
Hey, the terrible part is he totally pulls it off. Like, he looks amazing in it. You can't even attack him with it. It just looks too good.
Ah, damn it.
So we cannot do extortion with, like, his sexy lingerie pictures. Good to know.
No, that would just make him more popular.
Yeah, everybody knows.
Okay, so anyway, the weaknesses I gave my ship are it's slow and clumsy, and it's easily detectable, because it was not supposed to be any sort of stealth ship or fight ship or even a freighter, some sort of cargo ship. It was literally supposed to go to uninhabited planets and check them out.
Yeah, so no stealthing into Waypoint with that one.
Nope.
Anyways, Enoch at the door points quickly at the window of the room, which is like one of the walls that points towards the river, is just a big window. And he like points out of it and says, "It's getting pretty late. From what I gather, you have plans early in the morning. Just, I don't want to be, the weird parental figure or anything like that, but you guys should probably sleep soon. You have a lot planned. Either way, I'll see myself out." He turns around, hands in the air, and leaves the room.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay.
He's very hard to read. Before we start the stuff at 10 a.m., I would like to do something.
Okay, what do we like to do?
I'm getting up very early and will, train a little bit. And then at maybe 8 a.m. when stores are opening up, I would like to go out and search for a bookstore or a library.
I thought you were gonna say stuff to make a hot dog. I'm so disappointed right now.
I'm sorry.
Maybe it's a combination hot dog stand library, who knows?
Yes.
I mean, some libraries have a cafe in them, right?
The perfect establishment. Combination hot dog stand library.
Yeah, because let's be clear. I mean, hot dogs are so clean to eat. They never drip anything.
Yeah, they're perfect for a library.
Yeah.
Either way, you're searching for a library. I don't know. Do you use the support of a Maps app, or do you just walk around?
I just run around really fast and search for one.
Yeah, right. That's probably easier for you. You actually, the first thing you find would be a bookstore. You find a nice little corner bookstore. One of these that looks like it belongs more in a hipster neighborhood. Like, it's very small and it has very extravagant theming inside. Okay. Where it's set up to look like a forest with huge papier-mâché trees that have been expanded into bookshelves. It feels kind of out of place in the neighborhood.
Okay. Well, I go in and search for the self-help books.
How to be a great leader.
Yes, exactly.
I imagine you right now just running in actual super speed. Like, there's a person sitting there behind the counter just having opened the store with a coffee, and suddenly this blur runs in.
And papers are flying everywhere, of course.
You find a whole category for this thing or that thing for dummies, how to build my own killer robots. And in that category, you also find, a whole bunch of self-help books.
How to know if my kid is becoming a supervillain.
Yeah, but a lot of motivational stuff too. You have to look through them a little bit. But you find some that specifically go in the category of superhero 101, how to get great at team building, which seems to be more oriented towards a corporate space, but might also work with a superhero team.
Yeah, so I grab all of the books that have something to do with leadership and superheroing.
Okay.
A lot of them are corporate.
Most of them are corporate.
Synergy.
Team building for dummies. How to save your team in one weekend at a shooting range. All kinds of stuff.
Okay. So I grab all of those and go to the counter to pay.
The woman at the counter is just getting done with cleaning the coffee off of her legs, which she spilled when someone ran in. Seems a little bit grumpy, but doesn't say much. You get to leave with 5 books on team building. So Charlotte returns to the base probably 10 minutes after leaving.
Yes.
Because super speed.
And I go back to my room to speed read through those books.
Okay.
And I take extensive notes that are color-coded, of course.
Yeah, so you learn a lot about how to form a functional corporate structure. There's a lot of people recommending hey, how about you get rid of the whole cubicle thing and just put beanbags everywhere and have, I don't know, Coca-Cola in the fridge all the time, so it feels like home.
Also potted plants, fake ones.
But I will take notes, and sometime in the future, not today, I will probably buy some of those things to make it a more comfortable space.
Yeah, cool. Perfect.
At some point you can hear Max doing basically a live stream to her fans, telling them to subscribe to all of the @the_Renegades Waypoint channels on social media.
Oh, I just imagine this at one place when you do it. Are you doing a crib tour?
No, I feel like that's still to come. This is just we are settled now as a team, and we're going to do some more live streams in the future and introduce the team. But so far we've got the social media channels and our first public event today, stuff like that.
I just like
We're
the idea
at basically all the social medias you can think of at Renegades Waypoint. Again, That's at Renegades Waypoint.
Exactly.
I really like the idea of Moon just sort of poking their head in at one point and just saying something to you telepathically, and then it ends. Maybe you notice that, oh shit, if we ever want to do a interview thing.
Captioning.
You do that. You actually get a few people responding to that actually say they are in Waypoint and that they're excited that you're there now. They've heard of you before, probably on vacation at some point when they were in Dreamland.
Let's do a meetup soon.
Are happy that one of their favorite heroes is in town now.
Very good. And
with all of that happening, time flies, and soon it's 10 a.m. Time for the open house. It's a big moment. Hearts are beating fast as you stand behind the door, about to open it, ready to receive whoever decided that they were going to respond to you. Rex has also shown up by this point and has, as discussed before, taken a seat somewhere at the edge of the room. And you're standing in front of the closed doors.
Okay, who's gonna open them?
I'm gonna take a step forward and open the door.
Okay, you open the door wide, and there's 2 people there.
Oh, I didn't say no one.
Two people did show up. 2 people did show up. A man in a black turtleneck with a jacket over it. And you've actually seen that man before. After you defeated Duplex, he accosted you outside of the building to get the scoop on you. This is Brad Raker, the podcaster you've heard about before.
And inspiration for our name.
Yeah, and also inspiration for your name. And also there's a woman who you haven't met before. Her hair's formed into 2 buns. She's a little small. She's a relatively small woman, but you can see that she's definitely at least in her 20s. She's not a child. And Max actually recognizes immediately that she is from Dreamland, because she also has the Ricky the Rat's head-shaped barcode tattoo on her lower left arm. Like everyone from Dreamland. You can pay at every vendor with that, and they can pay you in digital funny bucks, so you can use them with that.
Julian, did Transistor also show up? Did we invite Transistor, specifically?
I don't think so.
You didn't say that you did, and
Yeah,
as a result,
also-
I don't think Transistor showed up.
Yeah, I also think that no, that wouldn't make sense if you want to get like the down to earth
The
normal
lay of the
people.
land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to see Transistor again and geek about cool technology.
We will see Transistor again.
But yeah, 2 people showed up. You know, the Dreamland woman might live in Riverside currently, so that would be 1 person out of your actual audience that you wanted to show up. So that's something. But before any of you actually get a word in, Brad Raker walks right in and is like, "So you're those heroes that said no to the SOS, huh? You have a statement for me?"
Statements at the end of the event.
You know, as far as I can see, there's only 2 of us, so I don't think that's going to be a big event. You said no to the SOS. How did that feel? Do you hate the people there? Do you feel that they're doing a bad job of protecting the city?
First of all, we would like to talk to people who actually need our help. And I look to the woman and kind of invite her in and ask, what can we do for you?
She, waves at you and seems pretty giddy about getting to talk to you. And comes a little closer and immediately walks up to Max. "Oh my god, I'm your biggest fan. Back home, I saw every single thing you did. Every time they did a report on you. I moved to Waypoint recently for a job thing. And now you're here. I saw that in the live stream last night. That's incredible. What are you planning to do here?" And Brad walks up to her. "Yeah, what are you planning to do here?"
Well, we are planning to be heroes and help the people, obviously. So look forward to some heroics in the future.
You hear from the back of the hall Rex shouting, You need help?"
I inconspicuously text him, yes.
Rex does come over and takes on Brad. Now I'm imagining the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure menacingly walking towards someone pose.
Yes.
But yeah, he walks towards Mr. Raker and sort of takes him to the side to give him the official story.
Yes.
While you're left alone with the woman.
Press release. Crafted.
Well, now that you live here in Waypoint, do you have any suggestions for us? Do you need help with something? Do you think there's potentially some things that we can do for you?
Shouldn't we maybe invite them over to the chairs we put up and maybe some more people show up and not accost them the moment they walked through the door?
Man, this seems really sad now. Now imagine you having set up a bunch of chairs and a cold buffet.
Oh,
just one person came.
I feel because it was a short notice, we have some snacks, some crackers or something.
Yeah.
Not that much, but definitely too much for 2 people.
And a thermos of coffee and hot water and a few paper cups and stuff like that.
Yeah, she comes over and sits down and I don't know, fills up a cup of coffee as she talks to you. So, this is a new team, right? You said recklessness or something like that?
Renegades. We're the renegades.
Yeah. Oh man, that's so cool. She turns to the other 2. What are your powers?
Moon sort of speaks into her mind. "Hi, I'm Brainwave," and waves.
Ah!
Oh, don't worry. That's just how they communicate. I'm Starbolt, and I'm a speedster.
Ooh, cool. And I haven't had someone in my mind since joy conditioning in 3rd grade.
Moon shoots a thought at Max. Is that... I mean, she's happy about it, but rooting around in people's mind is... I'm not supposed to do that.
It's just every time I mention Dreamland, it becomes more of a hell state. I just can't stop.
Let's talk about it later. Max just thinks at Moon.
Well, I actually live here, in this neighborhood, Riverside. I don't know, maybe I can show you around.
So did you notice anything we could help with while living here?
I mean, I've not been here that long. I only lived here for 2 months. But let me think. I mean, there's crime here, right? There's crime here. You could fight that with your superpowers, with electricity. That's crime.
Yes, that's on the agenda.
All right, perfect. I mean, except for crime, what do superheroes do?
any super villains you've encountered?
Not really. I think, like, at what point is someone not just, like, a car thief anymore, but a supervillain?
That would be a great topic for another live stream.
I mean, I think, like, the guys in costumes and stuff like that, that feels like more of a, I don't know, downtown thing. Like something that happens more like in where the SOS are and stuff like that. Here it's a little bit more boring.
Maybe have you noticed some organized crime or government conspiracies or stuff like that?
I mean, I'm not a detective or something like that.
Like natural disasters or a cat up a tree?
There was a tornado last week, but that was just some guy, and like the SOS stopped him. I don't know. If there's organized crime, they didn't put a flyer through my door.
If you had to just name like the top 3 problems of this region, what, would you say are they?
There's no good hot dog stand nearby.
What? You feel like a wave of dismay.
The bus stops at around midnight, so if you want to get home after that, you're kind of screwed. And I don't know. Like, I heard some people, there's this guy who has this basically like small clothing shop, like they make that stuff themselves. And he complained to me that there's like, I don't know, he was kind of weird about it. He was talking about some sort of union problems or something like that.
Well, but we will definitely look into it.
Okay, cool.
Moon whispers to Max and Charlotte, I know Gail didn't go into any specifics, but she did imply that there were, like, some movers and shakers in Riverside that we should maybe have a look at, so I don't think we're getting anything out of this that Gail won't show us later, so maybe change the questions?
Well, we will definitely put up a suggestions box in front of this building so people can just anonymously throw stuff in. So if you ever think of anything else, you can just come to us personally or just put something in there. Do you maybe want to take a selfie with us?
Yeah, for sure. I already did like 6 images while you weren't looking.
And
but
I bet she got us chewing something because you never look cool while you're chewing.
But for sure I'm down for like a consensual selfie. Hell yeah.
Yes, totally.
Also, maybe what would be... you may have noticed that we didn't get the numbers of neighborhoodly neighbors that we were hoping for. So do you have any ideas how maybe we could reach more people, get to know them a bit more? Is there like a market or like any sort of community calendar event stuff?
Oh, I mean, people won't come to you for like superhero work here. There's already a super team here.
Oh, we were told this area was still free of superheroes.
I don't know. I just heard that people call the superheroes if they need help. I don't know who they are. I never needed them so far, but like there is a super team here for sure.
Interesting. And Moon whispers to Charlotte and Max again. Didn't the official registration lady say that there wasn't one? So, an unofficial superhero team might be something we should have a look at.
Yeah, I mean, Gail said she had a team, so makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, how are you going to pose for this selfie with this woman?
I think Moon just stands there awkwardly and does the waving motion.
I stand awkwardly in the back and try to smile, but it looks super forced.
Max just puts her arm around the woman and looks like a person who has taken a bunch of selfies before.
Assumes selfie pose 15.
Exactly.
Yeah, you produce an image that doesn't have a lot of artistic value, but that this woman will cherish for the rest of her life.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Perfect.
And just as soon as the meeting began, it slowly comes to an end. Rex managed to distract Reika up until this point. Do you want anything from him, or do you want him to leave?
So, he is kind of the guy that gave us our first break into, like, the public eye, so... I don't know, should we say something to him? He could get a few more people in here.
I feel like he should know that there's a new starboard in town.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys sure about that? I don't know. He seems iffy.
Of course he's iffy. But he's the kind of iffy that gets the word around.
Okay.
Speaking of, Julian, can I get... While we are talking about Raker, can I get a vibe check on him while he's talking to Rex, sort of what his motivation might be? I mean, I'm just trying to do a vibe check.
I would assume he wants the clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, the general like mood you get off of him is that he is a little bit more nervous than he likes to show through, because like he is a potential story that might be worth something, and you don't seem to be all that willing to talk to him.
Aww.
But you definitely get the vibe that he's here. He thinks that you can give him like a really juicy story, because you know the people who defected from the most popular superhero organization in town, they must have some dirt that he can use on the SOS.
So, from what I can gather, he doesn't like the SOS that much either. Our main problem with the SOS is that they are not holding the people accountable, and maybe that's something people should know.
That will just cause a public shitstorm. And that's a technical term, I did not swear.
It will cause a public crap storm.
Excrement tornado.
And while that might boost people, knowing about us, it's also not great on your record. The kind of engagement you get with that is not the kind you want, and certainly is not enough to actually change anything.
I also feel like we need more allies and just know a lot more about what's going on before we make an enemy out of the SOS.
Yeah, just on top of that, as you might remember, like, it's very much unheard of that people say no to the SOS for the most part, because they're extremely popular. So that is a public shitstorm that you might not be on the winning side of.
What? You mean that 3 teenagers trying to take on a mega corporation might not be the best idea for our first official mission?
Who knows, I don't want to tell you how to live your lives.
But I feel like we should give him something, and the new starboard not being part of the SOS could be something.
Do you do that then? Do you go up to him and give him the good news?
I mean, I would still put it sort of in Charlotte's hands, because it's her name we're going to use for that.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think we should do that right now. I feel like something we have to do, but we need to be prepared for it. And I don't think we're prepared for it right now.
Alright, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rex will finish his conversation with Raker and look at you questioningly.
If you want, I can just shoot him the message. You don't have to do the eye contact stuff. Hey Rex. No, we don't want to talk to the guy. Yeah, he seems kind of just if you could get rid of him, that would be much appreciated.
You get a mental message back from Rex like, "Oh wow, I'm involved in the mental huddle for once. Nice. Wow, you're talking to me? Cool."
Yeah, can you get rid of the reporter, please? Politely.
He does.
Politely.
He gets rid of the reporter. He murders him right there. No, he leads him out of the building. And yeah, he actually fucks off.
So how late is it by now?
I'd say this took at least an hour. So I'd say a little bit after 11 a.m.
So if I remember correctly, the grocery shop where everything went down was on this street, a few blocks down. So we don't actually have to walk that far if you want to go to the meeting place.
It's right around the corner, basically.
Okay, so I think from this first open door thing, we have gathered some very important information. The thing that's troubling me the most is the lack of hot dog stands. What can we do about that?
I would say next meeting like this we hold, we get ourselves a hot dog stand that will at least get the people here, and then we can talk to them.
Ooh, catering. Good idea.
Free hot dogs.
I'm just looking at my team moves, and one of them is if you share a triumphant celebration, so and show someone meaningful affection. So if that was your team move, that would be, I think it would have been triggered by then, right then and there.
It just doesn't quite fall into the triumphant element of it. I think that means that you just won something.
Acquiring a hot dog is a triumphant moment, all right?
It is.
Also, speaking of moves, just for completeness sake, I took, between the sessions, I leveled up and took an additional move. Basically, it means that if I talk about my home and tell people about it, I can get some mechanical benefit for it, depending on how well I roll.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that you basically already did, so nice.
Yeah, but now I can actually get stuff for that.
Cool. Okay, I'll say after this meeting, after it's concluded, you, have a little bit of time to prepare yourselves.
Put away all the chairs. Eat the snacks.
Exactly. Clean up the chairs. Put the snacks back into a pocket. Put the snacks back into the bags they came from. And,
snack pocket.
Back into your pocket so you have pocket snacks for the road. You get some time to prepare yourselves, and then you make your way over to the grocery store, or more accurately to the side alley of the grocery store.
I think Moon packs one of the buckets of chips and a cup of coffee to bring Gale, because we have so much left over.
Yeah, and you arrive there a little bit early, so you get to wait a little bit. Gale apparently didn't arrive early, and the 12th hour comes and passes, and Gale doesn't show up. And only about 15 minutes after the allotted time, you get to the point where you question, maybe she isn't just late.
That's such a German thing to do. In many other cultures, if you're half an hour late, it's just normal. Here, 15 minutes, she's not gonna show.
Maybe not if you have an equivalent to a business appointment in a back alley.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she stood us up, I don't know.
But she seemed so sincere.
Without another word, Charlotte starts running around and seeing if Gale is in the area.
Charlotte notices something immediately. Charlotte just runs out of the alley the direction that Gale left last night. Yep. And immediately after passing the corner, she sees someone leaning basically next to the alleyway as if they were listening to what you were doing. It's a pretty large woman in that she's very tall and muscular, with only one arm, dressed in an overall. And as she sees you running out of the alleyway, her eyes open wide, and she immediately makes a lunge backwards away from the alleyway.
I follow her and stop her.
Yeah, you run up to her, and you basically grab her. I don't think you need to roll for this situation. She's very surprised by what you're doing here.
Yeah.
And as you do that, she very much seems shocked. You can absolutely get the word in before she does.
Who are you? Why are you spying on us?
It looks like she's kind of searching for words for a little bit before she struggles a little and puts a hand on you, and you can feel unnatural power pushing you away from her. You fly back a little bit, you actually fly back. This is something the other two can see from their point in the alleyway, that you get kind of flung across the intersection to the next alley. And as you get up, you can see that the woman's face has turned from shock to anger as she balls up her one fist and says, "What did you do to a locksmith?" And that's where I'll end this episode.
No! Come on! You can't just torture us for an entire episode with the cliffhanger for last time. We still don't know what's going on.
But hey, maybe you'll find out next time or the time after. Hope you had fun. This was more of a character-driven episode. I like that. That's cool. This is what a DM wants. A DM wants the players to make their own plot. And especially in a system like Masks.
I gave you a bullet in your arsenal with the unintended consequences or side effects of my sticky magnet.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, this will be so cool.
Either way, we have a whole bunch of social media channels at Waypoint Pod on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, and also on Tumblr now.
And while you're there, maybe consider sharing our link to our Waypoint giveaway and get the chance to get some cool merch stuff that I made.
Yes, because we did a really great job.
Yes,
thank you.
It's cool stuff. Like if you want some really nice dice in the colors of the Waypoint logo, or bold logos as earrings or as keychains from our heroes right to you, you can win those in the giveaway. Just like, comment, and whatever the subscribe equivalent on the site is to be a part of the giveaway. Tag someone else or send us a question you have for like a future Q&A episode in the form of that comment, and you too can win the giveaway. The giveaway is gonna take place for 1 more week, so get your comments, likes, and subscribers in right now if you haven't yet. And we hope that you have a nice rest of January as we see you, hear from you. We don't hear from you, I know. As we hear from you again in 2 weeks. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
No! I waved again.